All right, David Garfield back. Here we go.
I want to welcome you to our first live stream of 2024, coming to you from our studios here in Sherman Oaks, California, the Valley, with the cats. And I'm thrilled to have back with us the incomparable Jimmy Earl on bass. And the amazing Detroit Flash, Gregg Bissonette on drums. My buddy for a long time, still my buddy.
Still. Hey, you're wearing St. Louis Cardinal red from St. Louis. David Garfield.
You dig? And we want to ask you, we're going to start playing in a couple minutes. We don't charge for these, but we ask that if you can make a contribution, if you'd like to contribute, we'll put the information up now. And we're doing it strictly voluntary. People have been wonderful about keeping these going. Alan. We're going to do several this year. We decided that this is the only way we can reach our friends around the world, as it takes a lot to travel these days and get everybody together and go overseas. And we've spent decades going to places like Japan and Jakarta, Java Jazz, and Montreux Jazz, and all the wonderful places, South America. However, this will be the new way for us to get to you. We have friends joining us today in Japan, in Cyprus, Hungary, East Coast, Midwest, all over the world. So we ask you, please come on the chat and tell us you're here. Let us know who you are, and we're going to enjoy playing for you today. A bunch of stuff from our CDs and songs we played for spanning back almost 50 years. Can you believe that? So, Alan, if you can put the banner on the bottom that shows them the other information, that'd be great. Alan is our sound engineer, Alan Hirschberg, everybody. Did a lot of recordings with us over the years, and we've been doing these live streams together. So once again, we ask and thank you for your contribution. The information's there. We'll start playing in a very short time, and hope you enjoy.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you, everybody. That was called Mujaka. Mujaka. Written in 1975. Well, what a thrill it is to be playing with Gregg Bissonette and Jimmy Earl. And I'll say this about Gregg, that the first time I got to play with Gregg was in the original Brandon Fields band when we played Monday nights at the Potato every week. And then we went and did that first record, and Alan, who was just on camera, did the engineering at Studio Sound, and that was the beginning of a whole era of recordings, gigs, the Potato, and then Gregg joined David Lee Roth and watched him take off as one of the great drummers of our time. And we're glad that you're here with us today.
One of the world's drummers. One of the longest names in drums.
Well, a lot can be said, but I'll try to keep it down to a minimum. The first song we did was Rainbow Seeker, written by the great Joe Sample, and was one of our most popular songs, we just found out. And then we did Mujaka, which was written a long time ago. It was recorded by Charisma on the Perfect Harmony CD. We still have all our CDs available on our website, and we're very happy to be streaming in all the different streams. All you have to do is go on davidgarfield.com. Everything's there. So we're going to play more music, and this is something from the very first album I ever did called Dream Come True. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I got to tell you this. Somebody just sent me a link. Some really talented, very popular young woman guitar player from somewhere across the world recorded that, did a cover of it, and she was playing like bass drum or something with her foot and playing guitar. It was bizarre, but I actually listened to it, and I was actually quite taken back. She was actually good. Really kind of.
But can she read the Asia drum part?
Oh my God. That's it. But now it's time to talk about Jimmy Earl on the bass. I met Jimmy the first time in the Netherlands, in The Hague, on stage. North Sea Jazz Fest. Those were the days when the jazz festivals had jazz groups. And anyway, I was there with George Benson, and he was there with the Crusaders, and we were on opposite stages. And I'd heard a lot about him, and then I met him. When Jimmy came to town in the early 80s, late 80s, the latter part of the 80s, when Jimmy came to town, a lot of talk was going on about this new guy from Washington, D.C. area who brought the go-go sound. So, anyway, ever since then, we started working together, and I would see him play with Joe Sample, one of my heroes, and we have a lot of great stories. And then, of course, Jimmy joined the Chick Corea bands. I remember when you joined, helping with something to do with Humpty Dumpty. There was something we were doing. I was always a fan of Chick, and he was a great, very nice to me. He was like a mentor. But when Jimmy joined the band and they took off both the electric and the acoustic bands, right, with Chick? Just the electric band. And then, of course, he joined up with the Jimmy Kimmel Show for, 20 years. But we've had a ball playing and recording together, and I could say a lot more, but I'm going to play music for you guys. Let us know where you're in from. We want to know where you're coming from. What'd you say? Right now, we're going to do Harvest Time, and it's going to feature a solo from Jimmy Earl. But here we go. This is something that I wrote that we've enjoyed playing. People seem to like it, so you let us know.
If you don't like it, don't let us know.
Thank you so much. Harvest time. We're going to switch to the upright bass right now. A special treat. Upright bass.
It's so cool to hear Davy Garcia, his nickname, playing so much on the grand piano. I haven't done a whole show with you ever where you only played grand.
It's kind of fun, huh?
Are you having fun?
I'm having a ball.
Sounds like you are.
Oh, man.
Now, do we sound good? Sound great. Who sounds better, me, Jimmy, or David? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davey, you're killing it, man. Really?
Thank you, brother.
So easy to play with because you just come down and you come up and you can just follow your vibe, man. How many years have we all played together? Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
1984.
80?
That's 40 years, bro.
Man, oh man. Remember the first song we decided that we were going to come up with? Brain Dance.
Oh, God.
In the back of Brandon's house.
Really? I did that?
You did. You said, what if you played like a cowbell gad kind of thing?
Oh, my God.
And you, man, you nailed it.
If I had a good...
Woo! Jimmy, Earl. First time I heard this, man, he was playing with were those years?
We're going to play a song by George Cables, who was one of my mentors. It's called Quiet Fire, and Jimmy's going to play the upright bass. Greg will take the coda. Just straight away, you know, when it comes, the first time it hits.
Yeah.
At the end. Wow, that was the first time we played that song since Le Cafe. Oh, wait, no, that was something else. We have never played this song. It was called Letha. It's by great Chick Corea, who, as we mentioned, Jimmy worked with for years. And so we'd like to do something from Chick Corea's songbook. That was the first time we've done that. We will do that again. That's a great piece.
Right now?
No. Boosh. You know, that's happened before on a gig. The guy said, let's do it again.
Yeah. You'd like to play something we played a little earlier in the CD called Letha.
I see Alan coming back. How are things going in the control room, Alan? We love the sound of this room with the piano and the drums, everything. It's a rich sound in here. So all of you that are joining us from across the world, you're in our living room with us, hanging with us on a Saturday afternoon in L.A. Just want to take a peek. We're going to want to thank Gregg and Jimmy for coming over and playing. This is a great little setup here. There's the comments. Oh, see, let me take a minute to acknowledge some of the people that are here. We have somebody from Thailand. Stellar performance as always. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. Hampton, Mr. Hampton, Jazz Festivals, great sound. Oh, man. Stephanie, great. Good to see you. Victoria Wyckoff, bravo. That's Robbie's wife. Robbie sings on our new version of Asia, by the way. Robbie sings. George Lopez from Mexico City. George is a wonderful drummer. You're going to Mexico, Gregg? Well, this is the time of the set we're going to take for the over 50 men's bathroom break. So let's see. Here we go. Hey, George. Glad you tuned in. I'd love to play with you. Jeff Olson, one of our great drummers who plays with us. Jeff will be with our next gig here in L.A. at Vibrato. He'll be playing with us. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, nice. Larry Klimas, that is our brother, original member of Charisma and Los Lobotomies, and, of course, the great Larry Klimas. He's tuning in with us today. Larry, I told you I'd play Mujaka for you. Michigan, West Bloomfield, Michigan. That sounds like a Bissonette bunch. Do you know a Judy Donnelly?
I don't know, but I know that Chad Smith and I are from there.
Gregg Bissonette, my hero.
Oh.
Thiago from Brazil.
Oh.
Yo, Thiago, man. We appreciate you guys writing in, and we let you know that you're there. Hello from Bali. Oh, wonderful. I played Bali on Christmas Eve. It was crazy. It was wonderful. We've been so blessed. I will cut off the talking and we'll go back to playing. We've been so blessed because we've been so many places in the world. And what my experience has been is that people are all actually really good.
People are good.
People all want good things and people all want the same things. That's what I've seen. And when you go to a place like Bali, and I played with a local band, and we had to rehearse a little bit and, put together. And we didn't do Asia, by the way.
Can they read the chat? Wackerman chart? I'm going to Sharpie in that repeat.
Oh, my gosh. I always learn something every time I do one of these because there's always something you can learn if you're open to it. But anyway, back to Bali. That was a hell of a gig. It was a Christmas Eve in Bali, and we played at the Jazz Cafe. So, but we got to go. Gregg, you've been China. You've been all over China.
Never been to Bali.
So, but you've been all over the world, and of course, I'm sure most of you know this, but those that don't, Gregg has the fun of playing for Ringo Starr, one of our favorite people, and a truly nice guy. And Gregg gets to work with him, and they go all over the world. But anyway, listen, we'll talk more again later. We'll play several songs for you now. We're going to do something that my great buddy for 50 years, and we're still great friends. We see each other all the time. Wonderful composer, musician, keyboardist, all-around great guy, Mr. Steve Porcaro, wrote this song, Human Nature. We're going to play it now. It's on the Monster Trio album, and it's on the Mike Porcaro album. So we record some of these songs more than once.
Right? Didn't Miles cut this too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Miles, but you know, we're getting to that point where when we recorded some of these songs, we literally recorded Corbett and Brower about 9 times. Wow. So that's one way to sell 1 million records. Okay, here we go. That was great.
That was fun.
Upright, man. Yeah. Oh my God, this.
You're an upright man.
You're killing it.
Having fun. themselves.
Hey,
Hey now.
I remember somebody else did Human Nature.
Yeah, he was in a band with his brothers.
Yeah, it was the brothers, the Bonelli brothers. No, the Flying Burrito Brothers.
Burrito Brothers. It was Samuel Jackson.
Oh, the Jackson brothers.
Jackson, that's right.
Michael Jackson. Thriller.
Thrill.
It was on Thriller. There you go. Well, we enjoyed playing that for you. Now we'd like to do something that Gregg recorded with me. It's a wonderful recording. We did it another drummer that Gregg invited to play with us named Vinny Colaiuta.
A little drummer named Vinny Colaiuta.
And the two of them played this song together. And it's a dedication to their friend and their mentor, the great Tony Williams. It's called Tune for Tony. We'd like to play it for you.
Can I say a David Garfield story about this song?
You may. I'll have to pass you the microphone.
Come over there. So, everybody, there used to be a club. There used to be a club on Ventura Boulevard called Cafe Cordial. Where am I looking here? Anywhere? Here we go. Hey, okay, I'll come back. So there was a club called Cafe Cordial, and one night...
It's a special moment now, special moment.
One night...
Turn on the Gregg cam.
One night, this great man right here, the great David Garfield, had an idea, and we're sitting at the bar, and he takes a little drink napkin, and he says, Vinny, Gregg, I have this idea. What if we had two drummers, because you both love Tony Williams so much. We're going to do a tune I wrote, dedicated to Tony Williams. But what if one of you go, do, da, do, da. Do, da, do. So all you musicians at home sing that. Do, da, do, da. Do, da, do, da. Now I want the other one to play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chiku, 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 ka-ta. Chiku, 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 ka-ta. Chiku, 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 ka-ta. So when you hear them together, it goes do-ga-doo, baka-doo, digga-doo, ga-bop, do-ga-doo, baka-doo, digga-doo, ga-da, do-ga-doo, da-ga-doo, digga-doo-ga-da. David Garfield Band. Hey! Hey!
Gregg Bissonette, everybody. The one and only. It is a true story. As a matter of fact, we have that napkin in the documentary.
Yeah.
We have a documentary of the Tune for Tony.
Didn't the Brecker brothers play it?
The Mike and Randy Brecker. And who else played? Steve Lukather, Will Lee.
Anybody good?
A lot of great people. Hey, Alan, will you come check? There's a mic I want you to check. Come on. We can get Alan back into the room so you can see Alan. And also, if you haven't done so yet, we'll take a moment for you to contribute again to the cause. This overhead here is cool. Okay. Okay, well, we'll look forward to some more comments, and we'll play the rest of the music. Yes, we have so much music, we have to limit what we can play in one session. Let's see here. Three of my favorite guys playing great music together. Oh!
Who's that? Sidney Crawford?
Oh, man, it's a great guy, Rick, who comes to some of the shows. He has a different name on YouTube, so I'm... Oh, man. Come on, Gregg.
Rick.
Yeah. So, speaking of all this, I want to tell you guys, we were talking about Michigan. I'm going to play in Livonia. You know where that is?
My grandmother, who you met.
Yeah.
Grandma F, she lived in Livonia.
Livonia. I'm going to play in Livonia in October. Don't ask any more.
George?
No, I'm not. I've been with George for years. I'm going to do a show at a place called the Trinity Music Venue. Some little old church. My brother lives in Detroit, and he always is pestering people in Detroit to hire me to play.
What date?
October 12th. You going to be there?
Not in October. We're going to be on another ringo tour, but I'd love to come to Livonia and see you.
Livonia.
You can't come to Sherman Oaks to see you. It's a lot closer.
Well, let's see here. So Alan put up the information in the screen. If you'd like to Venmo, just screenshot it and then put on the bottom the banner with the other information. so they can see that as well. That'd be great. And then we've been on for 1 hour and 8 minutes. It's wonderful. I love this. We're going to do a few more of these this year. And what's next on Tune for Tony? Okay, so we'll wait 1 more minute, and then we're going to go back into music. Here we go. You have a tempo for this? You count this one off.
Should I do a little drum vamp?
Whatever you'd like to do. It's your grupo too.
It's my grupo too, David Garfield Band.
Strawberry Fields, y'all. You know, that's got a very special significance because we recorded that in 1995. I picked it because Gregg loved the Beatles. This is before you worked with Ringo.
Man, you were prophetic. Not pathetic, prophetic.
Hey, we got Japan in the house. Beautiful. Welcome, Japan. Yoroshiku. Arigatou gozaimashita. Yes. And, you know, Strawberry Fields, the song we just played, what a great song. I just love playing that. Never gets old. I still remember the first time I heard it on the AM radio in in New Jersey in the late 60s when it came out. Gorgeous. Wonderful. And you get to hear some stories with Ringo occasionally, huh?
It was an orphanage behind John's Aunt Mimi's house, and he used to go back there and play all the time, and Aunt Mimi says, John, why are you going back there and bothering those kids in the orphanage? He goes, what are they going to do, hang me? Nothing to get hung about. His lyrics were amazing.
Yeah, that's wonderful that we've had such a blessed life playing some great music with great people we've known, touched our lives. And this next song was also recorded on the same session as Strawberry Fields. I don't know if you remember that. I was just refreshed. 1995, we went into Mad Hatter Studios. I had saved up some money, and I brought a group in, and we were going to do 10 songs. I was dreaming. We did 5 songs. And Strawberry Fields was one. This next song, Layla, was one. And this is something that, didn't you use this on some of your drum clinics and things?
Yeah. And who sat on the couch and was digging on you? Chick Corea.
Chick, oh my God, man.
He was like, wow, you sound great, man.
He was very nice. He was very nice to me. He wasn't so nice to Scott Henderson, I understand. No, I don't know all the stories, but we have a lot of fun in this community, and our extended family. You know, the cats, all of our buddies. Want to shout out to Larry Klimas, who came on today. Thank you, Larry. And we'll be doing some more. Definitely doing more live streams this year. It's a cozy setup. The guys don't have to bring a lot, and love having this piano, which has been in my family. My grandmother bought it in 1922. And we had it rebuilt, and I just love it. Shout out to Jim Wilson, who did the rebuilding. Jim has a new book out. It just came out. You know about it, right? And I ordered a copy. It's on Amazon, and I think he got in People magazine. So we're all trying to get it out there and do what we can do. I was just very proud that we had our first million streaming on Rainbow Seeker, the version I did on Jazz Outside the Box. It hit 1 million streams, which is great, you know, and we're putting out new music. In fact, we have a little surprise for you at the end of the show. Hey, everybody, thank you so much. We need a mic on Gregg. Of course, it's always like that. You tell a story into the overheads. You know, next time, Gregg will have his own mic, I promise. We'll have a Gregg cam and a Gregg mic.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Dawn's daughter is here. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Danny, I think you're coming from Georgia. This is what's great about this. We can reach the people. So you let your friends know. Just go on David Garfield. Alan, throw that up one more time at the bottom, the banner for the Venmo and all that stuff. This is the last time we'll ask. And you go on davidgarfield.com, and you have access to all the links because we stream on everything. We have this YouTube channel. We have some very cool YouTube things, including the documentary on Tune for Tony, which features Gregg and Vinny and what else? We've got a lot of new music coming out. I think the next single coming out is a remake of the great Traffic song, Empty Pages, which will be out in another week, and I had a lot of fun doing it with Alex Lizardwood singing.
Speaking of him, I saw the Germany tribute to Jeff on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's on the. I put in a few songs. Yeah, that was, and talk about the technical thing. So everybody listening. So Jeff Porcaro's nephew Chase
who came to Germany and played with us, used the Handycam to take some picture back from the back of the stage. He captured some of the shows. It's the only footage. So they gave it to me like a decade ago. I finally pulled it out of a shoebox and had it transferred over, and we've put up the Corbett Van Brouwer with Gregg and Steve Gadd dueling it out. We put up the Rosanna video with Gregg and Steve Gadd and Bobby Kimball and Glenn Hughes, and amazing Larry Klimas and Steve Porcaro, great band. Michael O'Neill, Mike Porcaro, and so Lenny Castro. So that we put those two up on the YouTube channel, and of course this is the way it is. Somebody wrote in and said, "Well, the cameraman what was he thinking? He didn't get any of the solos." And I wanted to write back on YouTube, but I don't really have the time to do it all the time. But if you're listening, the cameraman was Jeff's nephew, and he was just shooting the footage for his own self. And I'm so glad that's the only footage we got. It's not like we can always set up a full HD 8-camera video shoot for everything we do.
The audio was great, though.
Yeah.
Really good.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, okay, that is one of our CDs. It's the Mike Porcaro Brotherly Love CD, which, yeah, I got to give that to you to take. It's on the table. So one more time, let's hear it for Jimmy Earl on the bass, everybody. Jimmy Earl. And Gregg Bissonette on drums, my friend, my brother, family.
David Garfield and the David Garfield Band. Kevin.
So we're going to do Asia. I'm sorry, we're going to do Layla. I just had it for you. So do Layla, and then we're going to do one more song after that. And thank you again for tuning in, and thank you for supporting these live streams. We'll keep doing them. Everybody, thank you again. Breckline?
Not Tom Breckline, Tom Walsh.
Tom Walsh.
You guys ever know Tom Walsh?
No relation to Tom Breckline.
No relation. Or to Joe Walsh.
Oh, I really like your interpretation of Layla with a bit of salsa. Yeah, no, this is a lot of fun. I'm going to make sure we do a lot of these this year because, you know, organizing these things always isn't as easy as it seems. Guys are busy. You try to find their schedules and try to get things together. But I want to thank Alan Hirschberg for doing the sound. Thank you, Alan. And I really can't thank enough my buddies, Gregg Bissonette on drums, Jimmy Earl on bass. They love me.
We love you.
And yours truly, David Garfield on keyboards.
David Garfield
Band and davidgarfield.com. Everything's there. You can find everything you need there. And, of course, we have shows coming up all over. You know, it's on the website. What I do want to say, I want to thank all you who are here with us live. We appreciate that. This last song here is something that we have coming out on May 10th. And it's the great Steely Dan classic Asia, but we did a recording of it with our great friend Ralph Humphrey. While he was sick with this stage 4 colon cancer, he was having a lot of chemo, and it was a really tough time for him. And having him, he told me that playing on this song really made him feel good. It was something to really get into. And I know that, too, because recently I had back troubles, and while I was working on music, I forgot about him. You know, it takes your mind off. And so Ralph did a great job on this. And we just finished mixing it. It's being mastered right now. It'll be coming out May 10th, which would have been Ralph's 80th birthday. And he played on it, and then he passed away. But he's, of course, with all of our great friends. We lost so many great friends of ours. So, Ralph Humphrey, this is for you, and this is a trio version of a song that has about 86 tracks, and it's called Asia. Goes like this.
Just to clarify, ending. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Can't go wrong.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gregg Bissonette. Jimmy Earl. Yours truly, David Garfield. Thank you, Alan Hirschberg. Thanks all of you for joining us. Yeah.
David Garfield Band.
Kevin.
Kevin, where's Kevin? Are you watching?
There's a guy named Kevin that comes to the gigs and goes, David Garfield Band. Okay, we got Love the Sound of the Steinway. Awesome. And we got Thank You from Mr. Hampton. Wow, what an arrangement. 3 guys filling every corner of the sound of... You know, that Asia was great, man. We haven't performed it a lot. And I found out today that my chart doesn't have an ending on it yet, but... Well, what can I tell you? We've had such a great time playing, and this, of course, these will stay on YouTube, and check out some of the other videos. And you know, believe it or not, I put up about 3 educational things, and people are really watching them. It's interesting. Like, I didn't know people were that interested in the minor scale, but we're getting tons of hits. So we're going to keep putting up educational stuff and keep putting up. We just put up a vintage show we did in 1996 with it was at the NAMM show, and it featured Larry Carlton and Mike Miller together on guitar, and Tom Scott and Walt Fowler. We have some good stuff in the archives. So thanks for your support, y'all, everybody. We appreciate you. We'll leave you with wishes for happiness, joy, peace, prosperity. Be kind, and I'll try to be as kind as I can. I'm still working on it. Thank you.